Down in front. Down in front. Down in front. Make room for people in the back. It is Friday. I had to check my calendar there. September 16th. Pretty sure that's the date. Charts will confirm it when I look at charts in a second on Discord. If you are a Discord member, I'll see you there at 9:30 a.m. for the best stock. Market is a little bit choppy right now. If you're just joining on YouTube, you can drop any ticker in the comments. I'll see it right here in the chat. But otherwise, you know, this is live. This is live. You can see I'm typing in the, I just typed in the chat right here. It is in fact the 16th. Just checked my calendar. And look, it's been a choppy few months. Every 6 months or so, it gets pretty choppy. Of course, the beginning of 2025 was rough after February, late February. So this is nothing new. But there's a few stocks to look at today that I think are really important. Top watch, still QBTS, also ALAB. QBTS did sell off a little bit. That's a quantum name. ALAB's a semi name. STLD is a steel name. I think STLD looks really good today. As you're watching this, if you watch the replay today for STLD, maybe Monday. And that's pretty much top three. I mean, Baidu is in there as well. So QBTS did sell off so much yesterday that I'm not sure that's totally in the conversation. But as far as biggest names, I mean, it depends. Okay, NVIDIA still doesn't look like it's going to have a ton of movement. Drone names, even though AVAV made a big move, RCAT, UMAC, Unusual Machines, RedCat, those drone names are not looking that ready to go. So sectors that had movement, silver is still up, barely. So take a look at that. Memory names are still up. STX, MU, that's Seagate and Micron, WDC, Western Digital. Keep an eye on those. Don't think Bitcoin is quite ready. You want to go long Bitcoin, you might be able to. Don't really recommend it. 100K is still, it needs to hold 100K, get over it and hold it, and it's not even getting over it. So Starbucks and Fix from earlier this week still on watch. Starbucks is a little extended now. Fix, FIX, is a construction name that broke out, retested. But as far as your portfolio, you know, the big names, Tesla, it's in a tough spot right now. You can take a whack at it. I did. You know, if you want to get positioned or get an ad in there, but it's still pretty choppy, so you might get chopped out like I did. Palantir is going sideways for a while. Still not interesting. AMD did have some movement last few days, but not quite there yet. And then, you know, other big names that are maybe in people's portfolios. I mean, the semi names, LCRX, KLAC, they already moved. You know, the less interesting consumer names, you know, Netflix, Spotify, Shopify, those have been uninteresting for months. So if you haven't lightened up on those, you know, not saying to sell the bottom, but it's definitely not time to buy them. I'll tell you that. Intel had a big move, not really something to take a look at now. So as far as big names, those are the big ones. As far as interesting names, well, I mentioned the ones I'm interested in today. STLD is a steel name. Metals are still hot. QBTS, you know, I did take a crack at it yesterday, but it sold off. So it's in a great spot. Hood had a huge sell-off. Reddit had a huge sell-off. those are not interesting right now. Some of these chemical names, Albemarle, ALB is still up significantly. But you know what? The watch list of names to actually watch, it's small. So, I've got it on my phone right here, the ones I'm looking at, and there's not really a ton that are super interesting. I'll be real with you. It's a choppy time. So RELY, yeah, I mean, we can take a look at RELY real quick here. For folks who are tuning in, you should be able to see the screen right now. And just had a comment on YouTube about RELY. The dollar volume is fine. It's not great. Really want like $200 million a day. Really want above the 200-day moving average, which is the screen line. So if you're a buy the dip person, fine. I'm not. You can see I actually did buy this after earnings. This is how I try to buy stocks after earnings. I sold out way too early, obviously. I missed out on like 40%, but I would say right now is not the time to buy Relly. I don't know what this name is, but I don't really need to based on what's going on there. So thanks, JP. But yeah, I don't think now is the time for that stock. If you got a stock, go ahead and drop it in the comments like JP on YouTube. Otherwise, I do think, there are some stocks that are interesting. It's just that most of them already went, or, they're getting crushed a little bit in the last few days. So, Rocket already went, for example, Rocket Mortgage. I think it's going with the space names. I've mentioned that before. I think that's a little wild. People think Rocket is a space company, not A-Lab. Rocket Lab, RKLB, is up a lot. That's likely to be the closest stock to SpaceX. SATS as well, just won't quit. But that name did pull back a little yesterday, so I think you have to accept that space names are not the hot thing, in perpetuity, forever. There's been some crazy liquid moves. MTSI was a big one recently that we did talk about. We had it on the watch list, but it didn't really look safe enough, liquid enough. I mean, we were just looking at RELY, and that liquidity is $30 million a day. We really want 100 to 200 million really is the best, because if you break that into, the first minute, you might say that 100th of that, which would be 2 million, is how much is traded in the first minute. And that's really what you want in terms of liquidity. Because it allows big people to get in that help move the stock in the direction that you want it to move, which is normally up, I'm guessing, if you're watching this. So URI, another one that sort of bottomed. That one actually was below the 200 moving average, but that one is not really in play anymore. Some of the oil names you might take a look at: SLB, Schlumberger, Halliburton. Those could still go if you have a tight risk, tight leash on those. ONDS had a big move in the past couple of weeks and recently, so that's on watch for a pullback, an opportunity to get back in. Some of these names that are sort of the hot meme names, SoFi, people always talk about SoFi, not interesting. Buy now, pay later's, Affirm got crushed. Home builders, a lot of strength. LEN, Toll House, Toll Brothers, whatever it is. BLDR, XHB is the ETF. You can look at that. Big move, but not super interesting. Path, software names, rough week for software. Don't really see Path being interesting. Rivian, not interesting, also big sell-off. The Tesla competitor. So again, if it sounds like there's a lot of stocks that don't sound very interesting, you would be right. That's what I'm seeing as well. for the last couple of minutes, we can just sort of skip through what's going on here. So again, leave those comments down below. I can see you, but I think I personally would rather look at the screen. So this is what we got going on here for big names. I mean, the way I've got this set up, if this is, this is going to tell me the biggest moves right at open. So what happens is I've got this ranked by how much they moved yesterday. So, ARK added a big move yesterday relative to how much it does move. That's why it's top of mind up here. And then the top one here is Goldman. So same thing, big move relative, but that's a earnings move. So that's actually on top watch. I really want to sort these by, dollar volume, which does put Goldman up near TSM in terms of top watches. Headed into open, which is just about to happen. TSM just had earnings as well. So earnings moves, great to get positioned into. Hood, because it's sold off. This is totally off watch. You can get rid of that. But that's a little about, my process. And as soon as the market opens, I'll be using this scanner over here, and this will immediately tell me, within the first minute or 30 seconds, which stocks are moving up significantly. These are all very liquid stocks. You can recognize these: Google, Meta, Amazon. So, that's basically going to tell me, where the volume's going. And are a lot of these going to fake breakout? Yes, but it's still helpful to see which ones have eyeballs on them. Because when they do move and pull away from the average, they can be pretty unstoppable. And there were some yesterday. Not a lot, but that did just that. Trying to find a good example. It might take a second here. There's a lot of names here. So maybe Starbucks is a good example. That's kind of a good example, yeah. So if you're able to see this volume right away, I mean, this was not a great example because it did pull back a little bit first, but if you risk only 1%, you're still able to be up a few percent by end of close. And this is supposed to be a swing, so you hold it day after day after day. So that's kind of how the entries work there. But as far as names, I know it's not fun looking at someone else's charts. So here's the deal. Might be time to just relax a little bit. It is a Friday. There's generally more buying activity on Mondays anyway. And like I said, it's not the most favorable type of environment. I mean, one sector I didn't mention was optoelectronics names, COHR, LITE. Those did go recently. But that was a little bit of an unpredictable move in my personal opinion. BKR, another one that went. Baker Hughes. I think that's a metals name. Might be an energy related name. But some of those moves are just not predictable. So the ones that are more, have more price agreement. Sorry, I'm just very dehydrated here. Are probably more predictable, like QBTS. But I do think today for semiconductor names, A-Lab is a good one to look at, get positioned in. So, this might not be your price to earnings, your forever portfolio, your PEG ratio portfolio, whatever you use for fundamental investing. But I can tell you that in my experience, the best entries are not really related to fundamentals. They're more related to, there's a good risk reward opportunity. It's in sort of a hot sector, which semis have been. And you can get in, risk $1, make 10, maybe make 50, and in rare cases make 100, which pays for a ton of losses. So get in, get positioned if you see an opportunity, and cut it right away if it doesn't work. Good luck, good sports. I'll see you in the next one. check out the Discord. If you haven't already, it's docscommunity.com. And I'll see you in there for Discord members. Good luck. And yeah, just be careful. It's a good